everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good Friday. We're back to Friday again. Oh my goodness, these weeks are just bing, bing, bing. Anyway, today we are going to start this Asian looking cross stitch. Sorry, blank. And I got this from Biggest Craft last week. Oh, maybe the week before. Can't remember. Yeah, it's got 37 colors, and the color I'm working on right now is 926. So, anybody got weekend plans? Get down, please. Hey! Really? I'm using 3 strands. It's an 11 count, and it's a 50 by 50, which means it's about a 40 by 40-ish after the edges and everything. And I'm starting right here on this side. I don't know why, but yeah, that's what I felt. Get down. Jeez, she's stubborn. Anyway, it's a 40 by 40 after, you know, the edges come off and all that. The actual picture itself is 40 by 40. So what's everybody been up to? I haven't been up to squat. I stayed home yesterday because, you know, the snow was melting. I think I did get to the mailbox. Woohoo! But I have to drive there, so it's right here in the park, so the car was 3/4 of the way, you know, melted off, which was a good thing, but it never really got terribly warm yesterday at all. Now right now it's like 12 degrees, feels like 0 out there. Got a little bit of wind. But it was bitter cold last night when I went to bed. Or at least attempted the first time. Can't remember what I was watching. Oh my gosh, what the heck was I watching? Something I've seen before. See? I was just sitting there stitching and not even paying attention, so I didn't go to bed until about, 2:30, something like that. Well, then the dog had one of her little yakking fits, and it just kept going on and on. Okay, I thought, well, maybe she wants to go out. So I got up, let her out. She was only out there about 5 minutes, and her feet were froze. That's how cold it was. It was like -8 or something like that. And then we attempted to go back to sleep, and I didn't get to bed or to sleep until after 4. So consequently, I didn't get up until 8:30, 8:45 this morning. Yeah, just one of those days. Now it's supposed to get in the 30s today, and then in the 40s and 50s this weekend, so we'll see. We got the time change thing too. Oh yeah, this ought to be just exciting. More no sleep coming. Now, it'll take me a hot moment to get used to it. It's just being, trying to get my thread out of the way here. See if I can do this. I'm gonna set that thread up there. Where am I stitching? Okay. I had to get a couple of my clips. Works so nice on these things. For $1, they're the best thing I've gotten in a long time. We'll see how that works out. So yeah, I didn't do much of anything. I did make some, I took Bisquick and I made the, what do you call it? What is that stuff? Shortcake. But I added a little bit more Bisquick to it and made them and cut them, like rolled and cut them. I sort of rolled them out, just patted them out easy and made, well, then they ended up, they were about that big. It didn't hold its shape. I don't know if I didn't want to play with it too much, but it made some flat little things. They were only about that wide, or thick, if you will. And I can just have them with butter and jam, something to eat before I go to work that isn't too terribly big. Some days I just need that, So, feels like Saturday. I don't know why. I've been a day off for, I don't know how long. Yesterday I thought it was Friday. It was bizarre. So, I did that, and then I made up some hamburger with taco seasoning in it. I just used cumin and salt, pepper, seasoned salt, garlic salt. That's my taco seasoning. And made burritos. Well, I use it for burritos too, so. And I got out some green chili, because it was a green chili type of day. And smothered it in green chili and a little cheese, and that's what I had last night for dinner. It was pretty good. A little sick of the chicken with wild rice and mushrooms. So I had to have something different to eat. I worked on my diamond painting, and I worked on the, sorry, I need a drink of coffee. Louisa Cullimore yesterday, so I kept alternating between those two things for most of the day. I don't know, just feeling in the mood to work on it. We'll go with that until I don't want to work on them anymore. But I'm about 3/4 of the way through Cinderella, so I've just got to patch about 5 by, we'll call it 5 by 10. I don't know how many inches it is across. Can't begin to tell you, but just that middle section. So I should finish it this weekend. I'm gonna try like crazy to get it done. It's kind of a pretty color. It's kind of a gray-green. Guess those mountains need to be some color like that. But this didn't look like it was too difficult to work on. Things run in rivers. There's a few places that have, gotta get rid of this thread, confetti, but not too bad. Trying to get a knot in there, so to speak, so it won't come undone. It usually doesn't come undone on these. It'd more likely come undone on my counted cross stitch than anything else. Okay, come on. Everybody get out of there. What is going on? Okay, we'll play the game your way. But I can't remember for the life of me what I was oh, I know what I was watching. I remember now. Oh yeah. You can tell I'm thrilled. I don't know, I watched this a long time ago, and I thought, well, I'll put it on. At least it's in English. I don't have to watch too much. Yeah, it's Versailles. Have y'all seen that? Yeah, I watched that like watched it one all the way through, and it was like, okay. So there's parts now that I can miss. Basically, I got it on as background noise, you know. So I looked and I looked and I looked, and I couldn't find anything that I really wanted to watch. So, yeah. That's where we ended up. At least it was English. I didn't have to read subtitles. Some of those I can watch that have subtitles because I know what's going on. It's like, why bother even watching it? But I really like Morocco, Love in Times of War, or something to that effect. It's really a good story. I just love that building. You could just hug that building in that movie. Or it's like a mini series. It's only like 12 parts long. But, you know, each part is about an hour, so. Yeah. But like I started to say, this is in rivers, and there's maybe a little confetti right in there, or just kind of blotches here and there. So nothing too terribly bad. I'm just working on this green color because it's easy to see. Let's see if I can bring you down just a bit and over just a little. There you go. Now you can see what's going on. So, no plans for the weekend. So, we'll see what transpires. Oh, for pity's sake. I just love when thread does that. It inches down there and then it won't lay flat. I'm using the needle that actually came with the kit, so all should be well. Not having a problem. It's going easy through the material. But I just like the colors in this. It just reminds me of a watercolor. Or a painting that got rained on. You know what I mean? All the colors seem to meld into one another. Come on, thread. Be nice. Oh, goodness. Not much going on in town. They had this thing last weekend up where my son lives called ski joring. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's where guys ride on a horse, pulled, and they pull the rider is attached to like a car or something. I don't know. And so there's a rope. Sometimes they use the horses and they do things. And then other times it's a skier pulled by like a truck. And they do this all on Main Street. If they don't have enough snow, you know, for them to ski on, then they'll, you know, move snow from other places to build it up. And they come up a ramp, and I don't know. It's hard to explain. They have a few different events. They've been doing that, gosh, let's call it close to 100 years, I think. Right there in downtown Leadville. We went a couple of times when we lived there. Took the kids, and we about all froze to death because it was like sub-zero weather. But they like to go and watch those kind of things. But it's the first weekend of March. There. But we don't have any events or nothing really, too terribly going on. They won't have that for the past 2 or 3 years. Well, not last year, but before that, there was about 2 or 3 years in a row that they had a great big concert here in town. And it's kind of, it's like 5 miles. Oh, I went the wrong way. My bad. Sorry. Outside of town, and they have this great, somebody owns a big property, and they have this music festival thing that goes on. I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, maybe. So, and you can get a pass, for 3 days, or you can camp there if there's camping available. And I've never been to it, but they're not going to have that this year. There's a big conflab about that. They didn't have it last year because of, everything that was going on. And they didn't have it the year that all started. So it's been 2 or 3 years. And then when they decided to do it, I guess this last year, not this year, but the one we just went through in September, I don't know, there was a big old conflab and a lot of conversation, and yeah, they didn't have it here. I guess most people, hey, get down. Oh my gosh. Get down. Seriously? Down. She's looking at me. Because it's not too far from, let's call it a residential area. So, there was a lot of noise from music and people didn't like that. And, it brought good money in town, but I don't know. It was a mess. So, consequently, they're having that someplace else this year. So we won't have that. So, I don't know. We have our little, I don't know. Leadville has one, and it's a mining event. They have a burro race, and they also have, there's a mine outside, well, there's several in Leadville, but what I'm saying is there's a mine that's still open. It's a molybdenum mine. Wow, you could say that word. It's been open for a long time. But anyway, so they have mining events where guys hit, the metal spike into the rock, and they see how fast they can do it. It's like a team thing, or they have a mucking event. I don't know what all that's about, but and then they have several vendors in town, for food or crafts or whatever. And that goes on for, they have a parade to go with it. It's a big all hoopty. So that's the first full weekend of August. And then we have what they call Gold Rush Days, I think it's called. No, that doesn't sound right. I think that's right. But they have food and a band, and then there's a place where you go buy beer and sit down, in the park, by the glass, that is, and just sit down and listen to music and stuff. And that is the weekend after the one in Leadville, or before. pretty sure it's after. So that's the only big whoop-de in town. I don't know, every once in a while they'll have a 4th of July parade or a Memorial Day parade, or usually the 4th of July parade. So we'll see what they come up with, but nothing too terribly exciting. I'll keep you informed if there's anything, other than all that. But not much happens around here. I'm usually working when it's, happening. Now, this year I don't have to work on the weekends, hopefully. Because we're quite busy during 4th of July and all that. They do have, usually, a, fireworks thing, of course, on the 4th of July and everything, because it's another 5 minutes outside of town. We have a rodeo ground. But other than that, that's about as exciting as it's going to get. Oh, there's an Easter egg hunt for Easter, but the kids are all way past all that, that they could care less. And sometimes they do have, like, breakfast in the park or something like that, but nothing too terribly exciting. They even took the dang bingo away. Can't even go to bingo anymore. Because they weren't making any money, so I don't know if they'll bring it back or not. They used to have that on every Friday night. At least it was some place to go, and it wasn't too terribly expensive. A thing to do. We don't have a movie theater here in town anymore. And I'm not real sure if there's one in Salida. We do have the drive-in, but short of that, that's about it. So, do you have any unique festivals where you live? I always like to hear about different things. Something that might be, to your area, or your environment, shall we say, that none of us have ever heard of, you know what I mean? I liked it when we lived in the Midwest. We could go and they'd have like strawberry festivals and Oktoberfests and all different kinds of fruits and vegetable type things. And I don't know, it just seemed like it was different when I lived in Illinois. Of course, that's from a teenage perspective, so to speak, so. I mean, when I grew up, I lived in Springfield, Illinois. We'd always go to the state fair. That was the big deal every year. I always liked to walk around and see all the stuff and get all the free magnets, and we'd have a little bag and we'd collect all our stuff, from all the booths, because they'd have refrigerator magnets or can openers or whatever, with the people who were theirs advertising, and got to go see the cow made out of butter. Oh my gosh, it was a big deal. And most of the time the Clydesdales would be there, so we got to go see them, and it was cool. Walk around. We weren't the farm kids, we were the indoor kids. But to see a cow and a goat or a chicken in person, I mean, that was like a big deal to us. Wow. Yeah, we didn't put two and two together that that's going on somebody's plate. You know what I mean? Never even entered our mind, I'm sure. And I like to go and see where they like had all the pies and the cakes or whatever that they were judging on and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe 4-H? Maybe not. You know, other things that people were doing. Yeah. Don't you wish you had a video camera? You could have done all that. It would have been awesome. And then saved it for prosperity, but of course we didn't. It's all in our brains, and you know, I have a glim memory of it all. Yeah, not glim, but it's just not real bright. I can't remember all the details is what I meant. I don't know. Who knows? But hey, really? 4 times now. Get down. God, I don't know what the heck's out there. Nothing, really. Nobody owns any animals for the people next door, but they keep their animal inside. They have not a Rottweiler, but can't think. Anyway, they have a big dog, but I never hear him bark. He's the quietest of that breed I've ever seen. But he doesn't get out much either. He's kind of like Molly. Go out, do your thing, get back in. So, yeah. Yeah, it was always fun to go to the state fair, but that was the biggest thing that we did every year. Go and ride on some of the rides, and, you know, somebody invariably would win a goldfish and have to cart it around. Oh, yeah, it was great. Yeah, I wouldn't trade those times for nothing. It was just, yeah, it is what it is. Times no more. The state fair here is down in Pueblo, so it's probably 2.5 hours away, maybe? I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing. At least 2.5 hours. But I've never been to the Colorado State Fair. Because it's in Pueblo. And it's 112 in the shade in Pueblo in the summer. It's hot, hot, hot. But it might be something that we do at some point. I don't know. But we need to get a new repertoire, and everybody's working, see. That's half of everything. And everybody's working different or odd hours, you know. So it's not like we could all go as a family. I don't know. Just not been something that we ever did as a family. Here, you know. Well, we're getting up there. See, like I said, it's just kind of in a river, so it's easy to stitch. I'm shocked. I've been working on so many things that have lots of confetti. It's kind of hard to take that it's so easy. Oh, goodness gracious. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with the rest of my day. I may go do laundry because I missed out on that last week. It was like, okay, fine. It's irritating. Gotta pull that back just a bit. And it doesn't take long. And it's not snowing. The sun's out today, so it should get into about the 30s. So it might be an okay day to go and do that. And it's like 5 minutes away. Of course it's 5 minutes away. Everything's 5 minutes away around here. Not bad. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be about it today. Let me put that back up there. There we go. Can you see it? Just kind of move it around. It's kind of melding into everything else there. Alright, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the bell, and that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.